not so good. So I decided to play pot against him, and he has me dominated. And the flop comes ace high. Ouch. But the big blind checks, and he bets 1,200. Of course, it's a harmless flop. However, I still thought, at that point, I thought he had an underpair to the ace and was worried about the ace because he bet so small. So I decided to take the pot and I raise it up to 3,600. I think if he's got kings there, he will fold pretty often. But he calls with ace jack because he had the ace. I get a flush draw on the turn. He checks now, practicing some avoidance, which is actually a good play on his part there. And I check now behind. I'm positive he has the ace since he called my re-raise, and I've got a strong draw, so I'm just checking behind. And I catch my flush. And at that point he bets 2,800 again. Probably because of my check behind, he thinks now that his kicker is good. I thought for a long time about this, because the board was paired, and I thought, I had him on ace high and thought that only ace 7 would have me, and I didn't think he was that strong because ace 7 would probably re-shove me on the flop after my raise. And I thought about it for a long time and thought which hands could pay me, and I decided that I'm pretty positive he has the ace and that he will pay me with hands like ace queen, ace jack, and so I decided to do this. I just shoved and he called, and afterwards ridiculed me in the chat. And there was a pretty lucky hand on my part, but it was a reasonable move I made on the flop, and I was just lucky to get there, otherwise I wouldn't have invested any more chips. Now he catches a pair of tens, but loses against a straight and is out. That made him even more angry. And now I have got a monster stack, so I'm raising. Jack 9 under the gun. I check it off on flop, he checks behind, I check again on turn, he makes a bet of 600 and I just fold. I think he was not that loose at that point in the tournament, or I had no reads and I didn't want to make a delayed continuation bet. Their hanging balls had earlier raised. I didn't comment on it now in the video, but when that hand happened, I had seen him raise pretty often lightly from late positions, and he did this here again. And so I was in the money. He made the standard 3 times, however he was on the button, and I was in the money, and I decided I just want those chips that lie around, and he's raising with not a very good hand probably, and will pretty often fold it, so I just shoved using my stack to bully him, and he did as I expected him to do. I've got 10-9 on the button. Of course I'm raising it up. A small stack comes along, and of course I have to call this, and I'm lucky against him and take him out. 9-8 offsuit, raise again. Bigger stack reshoves me. I just have to fold. I think we're on the burst to the final table bubble, but I'm not quite sure. But I think so. Not raising the king 5. And that's nice. He starts folding to me in a big blind. I like that. Can't play queen jack. Don't want to raise into these two shorties with 4-10 suited after he had played back at me some hands ago. But now I raise 5-10 suited. raise into a bigger stack and pick up the blinds. Fold queen 6. He limps with ace deuce. I just shove him all in and he folds. I fold my 3-4. Give him a walk. I fold my 6-10. Fold 5-8. Fold 9-8. Fold this to raise from the extreme short stack. And of course get out of the way with this hand. Jesus, I'm pretty tight. Just a joke. Fold the 5-9. Now I raise queen 9 offsuit ended again. It's been quiet for some time now, 2 rounds or so. And he gets away. I get another walk in a big blind. Oh, actually, it's shown, so I showed my big blind. Funny. Not a good thing to do with bad cards if they fold to you. I've got king jack, I raise a button, sure he shoves all in, of course I'm calling, and he lucks out. Well, he's not such a huge underdog there, but from flop to turn he lucked out because he got trips. No problem. My stack can take it. Raise the pocket 8s. Raise pocket 8s again. And fold king 7. Fold ace deuce, out of position. Raise ace 5. He calls, he catches the 5. I don't think he's got anything there. He reshoved me with 8-7 or so some hands ago. Now he flat calls. I hit middle pair on a draw heavy board. And I think he's shoving a lot of Hansel in there, so I'm definitely calling this with my ace 5. And I have him dead, and he doesn't catch any good card. And now we're at the final table. And this guy here is a pretty good player. And yeah, there's this chat guy who started at tight at the other table. Now soon will be opening up a bit. Those two were at our last table. Here's Atomic, Unit RC again, and the Warden again, we met earlier. The Warden flat calls 4,000 from the big blind. Folds. 7s raised up. Aces go all in. And given their stack size, 7s have a pretty easy call there, but the aces are good.